you've been in.
Thank you, and you still have to call me Lord.
A little bit of love. But no, basically my question is, when you see action figures and characters you've played in the shows like Starscream, do you feel kind of strange saying it's like, there are kids buying me?
There's me buying me. I have 3 shelves of them in my office and boxes of them in the garage. That was one of the greatest things about being in voice work when I saw my first action figure on the shelf. It was a surreal experience and a great experience. And it never gets old. The moment I see them on the shelves, I go running and I buy them and put them in there, and my wife thinks I'm an idiot. But we'll go into stores and we'll be there for a specific purpose, and I always say to her, I have to go to the toy section, I think there's something good.
I came all the way from Cork, the very south.
Wow, I'm driving down there.
Yeah, to actually to go up to see you because I'm a big fan.
Well,
like my one regret is I didn't bring my Starscream with me.
Oh no.
That was my one regret.
Oh no, is it a little one?
No, it's one of the big ones.
Oh, one of the big ones. I was going to say, because if you mail stuff to me also with the self-addressed stamp packaging, I'll send it. I'll sign it free and I'll send it back to you. It'll probably be very expensive to mail it, I would think.
I'll cover all that happily.
But okay. Yeah, but I'll do that if there's something that's that important to you. Happy to do it.
Steve, have you ever actually went for any hentai roles? You've auditioned?
Not knowingly. There's actually a story behind that. There was very early in my career, I went to work. They didn't audition me for it. They just hired me based on some of my previous stuff. And they said this thing was called Project X. And so I said, okay, fine, whatever, I don't know what it's called. So I go into the studio and I'm in there working. They said, okay, you're playing a creature and he's got tentacles. And I didn't even know about hentai at the time. And so I just see this creature on there and he's looking really gooey and he's got these 1,000 tentacles and the usual stuff. And then all of a sudden they show this little girl. And all of a sudden they show the tentacle doing something to the little girl, and they show a camera on the inside, and I just kind of went, whoa, wait. Is there more of this that's going to happen, or is this like one scene and it's really pivotal to the plot? They said, no, this is it. There's going to be another hour and a half of this. So at that point, I said, you know what, forgive me, but I have to excuse myself. I really don't want to do this kind of work. And so I walked out and I said, you don't have to pay me. Give somebody else the job. I respect your right to do this, but it's really not my thing. So I walked out. It's not something I want to do. Yeah. I'm not for monsters and little girls. That's just me.
Firstly,
where's the mic? Oh, over there. Okay. Sorry.
Firstly, I want to thank you for your work, especially your work. Probably my favorite work for you would be your Dawn of War work.
Oh, nice.
I'd love to ask you if you're working on the sequel, if there is a sequel, but it doesn't matter.
If I told you, they'd kill me.
Exactly.
Yes,
Just a question on voice actors that have played multiple roles in games and animes. Do you feel that it's beneficial, for instance, your multiple roles in, say, series Dawn of Wars, for a single voice actor to do, not every role obviously, but to do at least 1 or 2 roles, because it will increase their development of character awareness and increase potential banter between characters? Like, do you think it's beneficial for one voice actor to do more than one character in a production?
Well, it's always been part of the game. It's been part of the deal. When you're doing work on pretty much any kind of project, your minimum is 3 voices for most people, unless you're doing a main character. They want you to do 3 voices just because of budget. And so we have to be able to change it up, and I actually like that challenge. I really enjoy that challenge of having a character talking to each other in the same scene, changing up the voices. The only challenge is in something like Dawn of War, some of the characters are sort of similar. And when they say they want a guy who's 300 pounds and really tough, there's only so many ways that you can change that with your voice. And so that's the only time when I think, I really wish you guys would just make me a creature here, a human here, so I can differentiate the voices. But it's not always up to me to do that. So I differentiate them as much as I possibly can, or perhaps with an accent, that sort of thing. But as an actor, I love that challenge. I think it's a lot of fun to do. And there were some shows like G.I. Joe Resolute. I think there was a little piece on here where I was doing Roadblock on that one, you know, and then I was also doing Duke, who was the main guy, and a few other people on that. And it was really fun trying to change it up and talk to myself in that. And once I saw it back, I would have put a little more separation between it and hired a few more actors, because I thought there was way too much of me in it. But again, they didn't have budget, and it was sort of done as a pilot kind of thing. So yeah, it's part of the deal, though. You just have to expect that. Some of the Star Wars games have played up to 15, 16 characters in one session. It's crazy that they just give me a stack like this and they go, okay, now that one. He's 500 pounds and he's got a metal skin, go.
Just one other question. Probably my favorite line you've ever done, and excuse me if I come up to you in the signing and ask you for a recording of your line, is a certain line by your character in Bulletstorm about killing someone's genitalia. And I'm just asking you, what is some of or one of your favorite lines that you've ever cast?
That would be one of them. What the Spike line from Cowboy Bebop. I love the kind of woman that can kick my ass. I love that line. It makes me happy to say it. There was one from Gurren Lagann. Are you guys familiar with Gurren Lagann?
Oh, yeah.
There's a character in there for you guys who don't know. He's a robot mechanic. He's actually this very intelligent, qualified robot mechanic who happens to wear heels and dresses
Like a girl.
like a girl. Yeah. And so he's actually talking about working on a piece of machinery, I believe, at that moment. But the one line that actually made it to the cutting room was,
When you screw it in, give it a hard, manly twist.
and after getting to play characters like Grayson Hunt, you know, where he's always yelling and always angry, it was really fun to play something like that. It's very different, yeah. And pretty much anything that Yaki Doodle did, you know, that kind of thing. That's always fun too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Do you prefer doing cons like stuff like this abroad, or would you rather keep it local just for maybe easier for you to travel around?
I love traveling. I really love traveling. I love seeing the whole world. I don't mind doing the local ones either because they are easier and I don't have to take off a lot of work. And I have 7 animals at home and I have to count them when I do trips like this or have a friend stay at the house. So just logistically it's harder to do this, but I love to go abroad. And Ireland is a place I've always wanted to see since I was a little kid. So this is really exciting for me to be here. You guys have no idea. Besides the fact that I get to hang out with you. Yeah. Okay, he's got it. He's running. Your hand over there. You guys are so quiet.
Hi, Steve. I'm a big fan of your work as Wolverine. I think you're the best Wolverine voice actor there's been to date.
Well, thanks, bud.
Nice. Just wondering, will we be hearing you again as Wolverine or any other comic book characters in the future that we haven't seen yet?
Yes. Wolverine keeps popping up in all sorts of different incarnations. Do you guys have Ultimate Spider-Man here yet?
Yes, we do.
So that episode is probably aired. There are maybe 1 or 2 episodes where Wolverine appears in that. How about Hulk Agents of Smash? Do you have that?
Yep.
Yes. So Wolverine shows up there. He shows up in all sorts of different things, and in video games he's always shown up too. As far as I know, I'm not officially slated to be in any new shows as of yet, featuring Wolverine and Wolverine and the X-Men. Who knows if that's ever going to
That
continue.
was the best.
Yeah, I love that show, but it was, they had a political issue with it and a financial issue with it, and now that Disney owns Marvel, there's a whole other issue. So I don't know if the show will ever get picked up, and that kind of made me sad. They had 9 new episodes written and a whole great arc. Yeah, it was Age of Apocalypse.
Kickstarter for season 2.
I know, would that be amazing to do? It's just now it's got to go through Disney too, so that's a whole different animal to deal with. I love Disney, they're doing a great job so far, but I don't know if that show will ever get picked up, but I'm hoping that Wolverine will come back in some
I would
way.
love to see it again.
Well, thank you, you too. Tell a friend.
Hi, I'm speaking on behalf of my girlfriend who lives in America, and she said that how does it feel to be back working in Toonami as Tom?
Are you guys familiar with Toonami?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is one of the greatest things. I love working on Tsunami, and as many of you know, I didn't do it for the money. We actually kind of did our own